busy bees working. I ain't never met a free person. I don't get along with these earthlings. I'm trying to seek purpose, fight for something I believe's worth it. For the curse, I'm a reverse it. I don't dream cause I sleep nervous. Yet I keep flirting. Face death like a Steve Irwin. Hold heat, I'ma drink thermos. Tell the bartender keep serving. I'm trying to be perfect. Using dirty shit to clean dirt with. Only happy when the weed burning. Draining oxygen to breathe herbin. Till I see curtains. Lungs fail and they cease working. Air is something that I need urgent. Suffocating trying to squeeze words in. What would I do with my last breath? Would I yell? Would I cry? Would I laugh? Cause I'm glad that I'm past that mess. Till I pass, never felt that blessed. Even bad breath when you living is better than good breath. When you lack flesh, got a glass chest that I cracked and my lost breath hasn't made it back yet. I'm on my last breath, walking the last step. I'm on the last test. Final answer and my last guess. Wonder what I gotta pass next. I'm on my last quest. So much harder than my last track. Mad bless, hope I can outlast death. Grim Reaper got my address. Down to my last cent. Cash back from a check I don't even have yet from my last rent. Sweating shit has got me mad stressed. The technical, they know the text will blow. Shut that, I'm plexico. Turn you to vegetable. Body electrical. Acid and alkaline. Body so flexible. The shooter's feast like a Uber Eats. Got a group of these scooter bees. By letting the Uzi Aruga speak. An American God up in Cuba eats. The powers they seek empowers the weak. They follow and creeps. Powers they be inherit the world from cowards and sheep. Been to the mountaintop towers and peaks. Flowers and sweets and showered our feet. The lightning and thunder that shower the sleep. Shower the deeds. It's not a verse, it's our receipts. What would I do with my last breath? Would I yell? Would I cry? Would I laugh? Cause I'm glad that I'm past that mess. Till I pass, never felt that blessed. Even bad breath when you living is better than good breath. When you lack flesh, got a glass chest that I cracked and my lost breath hasn't made it back yet. I'm on my last breath, walking the last step. I'm on the last test. Final answer and my last guess. Wonder what I gotta pass next. I'm on my last quest. So much harder than my last track. Mad bless, hope I can outlast death. Grim Reaper got my address. Down to my last cent. Cash back from a check I don't even have yet from my last rent. Sweating shit has got me mad stressed. I inherited my dad's debt. Never got to hear his last breath. And the only reason I ain't passed yet, I'm the first ever in the last left. It's like a track finish. I attract women, they the bad women. I'ma splash in them, leave a bag with them. Then I raise seeds to be mad different. If I die now, I'm coming back in them. Cause they dad missing, but they cash dripping. Cause they royalty, so they brag different. Ain't no ass kissing, never had feelings. Seen a white victim in a black witness. Mac ripping on my last mission. Yak sipping, blowing blackism. Gat missing, he was lack slipping. Smack hit him, now we act different. Apparition, the bad vision. The Mac that chip him and crash the system. Uncle Tom, cause you that willing. Fuck the law, I'm going back to living. Astral prism, the black religions. Activism to conversations. Sacrilegious, the palms of Satan. Black magicians, Babylon erasing. Raise our hands to the God we praising. Hustle in the marathon we racing. Nipsey at the finish line, he waiting. What would I do with my last breath? Would I yell? Would I cry? Would I laugh? Cause I'm glad that I'm past that mess. Till I pass, never felt that blessed. Even bad breath when you living is better than good breath. When you lack flesh, got a glass chest that I cracked and my lost breath hasn't made it back yet. I'm on my last breath, walking the last step. I'm on the last test. Final answer and my last guess. Wonder what I gotta pass next. I'm on my last quest. So much harder than my last track. Mad bless, hope I can outlast death. Grim Reaper got my address. Down to my last cent. Cash back from a check I don't even have yet from my last rent. Sweating shit has got me mad stressed. I inherited my dad's debt. Never got to hear his last breath. And the only reason I ain't passed yet, I'm the first ever and the last left.
Woo! There you have it, y'all. There you have it. There you have it. Your boy Cambada, Black Magic. All right. The album is called Holy Ghost Part 2. And the song is called Last Breath. How appropriate. How appropriate. What a title, right? How long we been playing that? And everything is breath. Everything is spirit. Everything is about I can't breathe, right? Everywhere that I go, people got I can't breathe. Everyone is wearing masks and they can't breathe. Everyone doesn't want to get the COVID, so they can't have their last breath. Wait till the videos drops. Oh my goodness. Wait till the video drops. Yeah, Blue definitely killed that. That whole track is a body bag. You can't compare. We could say everybody killed it. Run, Ricky, run. It was, everybody ate that night. We all got, you know what I mean? We all caught a stain. How about that? We all caught a drill. You know what I mean? She want to see what the woo. You know what I mean? We all was wooing back. So, that song, every time I play it, when I know something is powerful, right? I'm gonna end this song. I'm gonna end the show tonight. We're made for this because we were just listening to that in the crib. I'm here with Just B. I'm in the star. You know what I'm talking about? I'm reporting live from Gotham City. Yeah, woo back, baby. They like, Red, you killed it too. I know I did. We figured that out the night we left the studio. But to be honest with you, that wasn't recorded all in the same wop, and everybody wasn't there at the same time, But that's a magical song. In my mind, when I have time to think about it, because sometimes I forget that I rhyme. I don't know if anybody could relate to something like that because, they're like, what you mean? Christ Consciousness 2 album with a question mark. If all goes well tonight, we might end it with a song that might possibly be one of the first songs coming off of the Christ Consciousness 2 project, because we did lock in. We locked in yesterday and we cooked. I'm talking about me and Just B locked in and put about 3 on the board? Yeah, we caught 3 stains. So that studio session was glowing. It definitely was glowing. We was tapped in. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to come back home. I know I talked crazy about New York before, but home is home. Home is always going to be home. You know what I'm talking about? The kingdom is always going to be the kingdom. And there's a thing about New York City, the Wi-Fi that I call it, the Wi-Fi of New York. And don't worry, I'm going to do the roll call in a minute, right? I'm going to do the roll call in a minute. But we're going to talk about the Wi-Fi of New York. Anybody who travels out of New York, and I can't speak this to people who are only on a block and never left their hood if you live in New York. But if you're a traveler, if you venture forth, oh yeah, look at the braids. Yeah, we're doing fractals this summer. Talk black to me. We're doing fractals. Yeah. If you're a person who travels, you know that you can't be gone from your home base for too long, right? I named my clothing company Kings County, and people be like, oh, why you named it that? Because you from Brooklyn? I say, first of all, I was born in the Bronx, but yes, I am a Brooklyn. I'm a Brooklyn legend. I was raised by the wolves in the trenches of BK, Flatbush to be exact, and then in Bed-Stuy. But no, I say the concept behind Kings County is that wherever you are, that's where the kingdom is. Because you could have a king that's inside of a castle, and the castle is inside of a county. And then if that king leaves the castle, my friends, it's just the castle is just an empty castle at the end of the day. And the kingdom is just an empty kingdom. So wherever the king goes, that's where the kingdom goes. So like Rakim said, it ain't where you're from, it's where you at. So wherever we go as New Yorkers, you know what I'm talking about? As Brooklynites from the planet of Brooklyn, that is, you know, representing the culture. You know, I'm born in the Bronx. So I consider myself not a child of hip hop. I am hip hop. What the fuck? What do you think? It's a song or something? They try to correct the they don't teach it in school, right? They don't teach it in college. They're not teaching it in the hood like that, but hip hop happens to be a culture, and that culture encompasses 5 pillars. The 5 pillars are mic control, which is MCing, DJing, which is the turntable assassins, break dancing or dancing for that matter, which is everything from TikTok going all the way back to people spinning on their heads. The art, which is the graffiti and whatnot, which would be equivalent to the same art that they were carving on the walls in Kemet in Peru, you name it, Atlantis, right? The 5 elements, and then the missing element that was missing, but now it's back, thanks to, you know, this generation and the generations that preceded us, of course, because we're standing on the shoulders of the giants. This is a 100-year plus dynasty, right? Elijah, Marcus, Noble Drew Ali, all of the great ones that paved the way, right? And then you get the Nation of Gods and the Earths, and you get the Nation of Islam, and then you get the FOY, the NOY, and then you get all of these other offshoots, right? So then we could claim Moors, we could claim Kemet, we could claim Nuwabian, we could claim RBG, we could claim all of these things, but they all are outgrowth and outspurts and nodes of something that came before it previously. And to be exact, the reason why I call it the 100-year dynasty is because 100 years ago in the roaring 20s, you had the influence of the Elijah Muhammad, the prophet. Then you had the harbinger, you had Marcus Mosiah Garvey, and then you also had the influence of Moorish science, right? The return of the Moors, the return of the Islamic mind state, the return of, you know, black men in their godhood when they were in their greatness. The scientists, the engineers, the inventors. You understand what I'm saying? The, you know, the quote unquote, you know, the ones who were dealing with a metaphysical way of thinking. Going all the way to Jeff Fort, you know, in Chicago and whatnot, and how the El Rukns was moving. Militancy, right? Militancy. You know, we don't come from that era, so it's hard for us to conceive what was going on mentally in that era or the state of that era in that time when you're only reading books, watching documentaries or TV shows. If you have people in your life or if you have elders that you build with who are in the mix, they will tell you mouth to ear everything that was going on and paint a picture like Picasso. You can't trust PBS and you can't trust these other things. Get with somebody who is on the ground and they'll speak to you in terms in Swahili so you can understand how everything was going on back in the days. But that was the action-packed era. There was a lot of things going on and people was really about that life. They wasn't on no, they didn't have keyboards back then. They wasn't typing on typewriters. You feel me? They were active. They were more active than people are active these days. You know? So and it's just not those, it's just not that trifecta, it's just not that trinity. You had the Black Hebrews, the Black Zionist movement. You understand? You had a lot of other things that was popping. Black Herman and all of them. Pascal Beverly Randolph and all of them. You had a lot of influence that was taking place and people were being influenced, you know? And as a result of that, groups like the Nuwabians, groups like the Nations of Gods and Earths, who, if you were to say hip hop was a child of someone, it would be a child of the teachings of the nations, of the gods and the earth. The black man is God and the black woman is God and the black child is God, the sun, moon, and the stars, right? And then there's 85 percenters, right? Then there's the 10 percenters. Then there's the 5 percenters, right? What are your lessons of the day? This is the influence of the foundation of the people in hip hop, if you are a true fan of it. I do not judge you. I hold you no judgment against you. If you were born in the 2000s, if you were born in the 90s, and from your region or your part of town or wherever you at, where you domicile, you were not introduced into the culture. Not just some shit on the radio. Not just when Yo MTV grabbed it. Not after Jerry Heller and Liar and all of them ran a weird train, did a whole bunch of spirit cooking, and entangled, right? Because we're going to use the word of the week, entangled a lot of the artists, right, who did not have the protection of the nations of gods in the earth, did not have the protection of, street organizations and whatnot. And they went to Hollywood and they came back with some hollow wood. You know what I'm talking about? They came back differently. Henceforth, Big Daddy Kane and Madonna, after he was in those weird, he was in the Playboy spread, and then it changed. Things changed with the God. When Tupac got with Madonna, things changed with the God. You understand? Y'all was not there to see the unraveling of that man. If you wasn't alive during that roller coaster ride that was called Tupac Shakur, you don't know what was going on. You can't fathom by the documentaries that have come out, because there's been 100 documentaries that came out trying to tell you who killed them when Vlad TV broke the case. You dig? Let me get one of those. When Vlad TV broke the case and showed you that, Orlando, he had the dude confess on his couch or wherever he got people sitting. And did like a 15-part series to speak about, I was in the car when my cousin killed Tupac. And the reason why nobody know about it is because that's street business. You know what I'm talking about? Those who know. And when he said that, it didn't make no ripples and waves in the culture. Nobody cared. And that's something that everybody should have, a level of care. Yeah, his nephew killed Tupac. And he brokered a deal with the feds, and he confessed. And now he wrote a book. And the book was being pitched on Vlad TV. So it was a commercial when you think about it. Because y'all fall for the okie doke, and y'all got Vlad sitting up there acting like he's asking questions in which he did not know, or him and the other participant don't know that those questions are coming. Majority on the people on Vlad TV is selling a documentary or a book to confess the crimes that they're getting on his platform confessing. And then what do people do? And the majority of these people have cooperated with the Poe. The majority of these people would be considered what you call rats. The majority of those people are federal informants. And the majority of those people are cold-hearted criminals who have done heinous things. And they'll get on Vlad and be like, you know what? Yeah, I tied up the whole family. And Vlad is like, well, please go into detail. Right? And because as a culture, we've been trained through the other documentaries, like when we was enthralled in the Rich Porter story, enthralled in all of these hood DVDs and whatnot, we cannot help but to be stuck to that shit like, yo, give me more. My Scorpion, my Dark Hermit, my shadow self, that nigga loves Vlad TV. You know what I'm talking about? I want to see all of the killings. I want to know where the bodies is buried. Talk black to me. You're on a late night. You're running to the Vlad wave. But ultimately, I know. I'm like, nah, that's crazy. Then you go to Netflix. Who killed Malcolm X? They told you the same thing. It was the same story about Tupac. That the person who killed him, everybody, it was an open secret. He was in the hood living. You got to understand. It's not like he caught a body and he had to hide. No, my nigga, he caught a stain and he was on big homie status. Respect the shooter. That's what was happening. And they was using the fear as a leverage to move and to function. And then they started leaning on people. Facts. These are the two top beloveds of the beloveds. Malcolm X, right? Because they said that the Panthers formed after Malcolm X's assassination. So you mean to tell me that they didn't know who put in that twerk? And it was an open secret, like they said on Netflix. They was like, what you talking about? Bro, I'm going to put you on timeout. You feel me? Y'all fought for the okie doke. The niggas is going to ride for you. That's all you need to establish in this lifetime if you're on one of these front lines. If you haven't figured that one out, if you didn't make a bond, keyword, a bond. If I'm out here putting myself on the fucking cross, giving you niggas this cloth talk, a 0.9, some shit you could probably overdose on. It's when niggas cut it. That's when y'all able, that's when it's palatable for you. When it's stepped on years later. We was trying to save the babies with the deep state in 2017. I damn near was crying online. In Too Deep. In Too Deep 2.2. In Too Deep 2. In Too Deep 2020. What's In Too Deep? In Too Deep is the deep state, the deep web where they're selling niggas. You talk about Wayfair, the deep state, the deep web, the deep mind. All of the deeps. Deep shit. I'm ringing the alarm. So I put myself out there. You mean to tell me I didn't make a bond? A bond is this. This is a bond, freedom fighters. Niggas is, T.I. is blowing up Lloyds of London, right? Yeah, good looking. And I was like, yo, Aetna is the first op. That's the first one you go after in America because they the ones that secured it, right? Hartford Insurance and Aetna. That's the op, right? And we recognize how they insured slave bodies. But that's a victimhood conversation, and there's nothing wrong with that because we deal with shit like that, right? It's a duality. So we're going to talk about the victimhood in life because many of us have been victimized. We acknowledge the victimization, but what we do in a dualistic state of mind is we introduce the duality, and that's the victor. Okay? That's the victor, not the victim. It's a play on words. It's the victor, the fucking Nike swoosh, nigga. Just do it. That's the God of victory. The swoosh. So on the victor side, right? On the victor side of things, we say that insurance shit is great. And insuring the bodies of the slaves is one thing. But who's insuring the God bodies? Who's insuring the body of the gods? This is the insurance that if anybody was to put a finger on me, or touch a hair of my head, I got 100 million bond on my body. I got 100 million bond on my body, bro. I'm insured, not even at 100 million. That's lowballing. That's one policy. That's one policy. So if anything were to ever happen to me, there's $100 million out there for somebody to get a bag to go clean up the whole bloodline of whoever did it to me. Straight like that. Is this $100 million on my bond? So that bond will be given to the people who will harambe this shit. Because that's what insurance is. My insurance that a nigga don't put a fucking finger on me is that I got a $100 million bond on my body. I'm a God body. Yeah, we're going to get at Aetna for what they did to the slaves, but where's the God bodies that's insured? What about the people who woke you niggas up? Huh? What about the niggas who saved your fucking life? How about that? What about the master teachers that took niggas up off their knuckles when it was dragon? When they was dragons? How about that? How about the people who civilized you? Right? Farrakhan to a degree. Elijah Muhammad to a degree. Dr. York to a degree. Malcolm X to a degree. The shit that Alex Haley wrote before the movie with Spike Lee to a degree. Iceberg Slim to a degree. Right? There's ingredients in this fucking gumbo. Oh my goodness, pardon my French. Look, I made it. Damn. Let me put some money in the jar. Look. We playing with real money today. Okay? We playing with real money today. What is that, a buffalo? Shout out to Buffalo, Rough Buff, Griselda, AA. Yeah, we playing with buffaloes, Indian heads. Right? Right? What that say? Cook Islands, my Negroes. I made, so I gotta put this in a jar. This is, you know, we're gonna talk about these species in a minute. And I'm talking about, shout out to my stream chasers. We chasing streams so we could taste the dreams. But check this out. Check this out. I spoke to Melchizedek. I saw Melchizedek when I was in Harlem, and y'all know the legend Melchizedek, the NOI God body legend Melchizedek. He's in his 80s. He said, "Red pill, stop cursing." And he said it to me in a way where I couldn't say, "What you talking about?" Right? Wesley Muhammad said, "Stop smoking weed." Melchizedek said, "Red pill, stop cursing. Stop the profanity." My mother, Mama Pill, said, "Stop the profanity." My daughter's mother, who I'm entangled with, said, "Yo, you got to slow down on the profanity because the babies need to listen to you." And I told the elder that I'm going to stop the profanity. So I got to think of more intelligent words to say when I'm passionate instead of the explicitives. I got to challenge myself. You dig? Somebody said Wesley still eat meat. Look, we're here to all elevate on our own levels, right? If someone comes with a message, you know, the messenger doesn't always, you know, fit the ideal of perfection of what people dictate that they have to be in order to receive their message. Remember, your Wi-Fi is not connected. And going back to what the Wi-Fi of Brooklyn and New York is, before I lose that thought, anybody that leaves this thing knows when you come back, you're connected to the city. You could feel it if you flying in over Rikers Island, coming into LaGuardia. You connect back to the spirit of the city from whence you came. It's not a New York thing. You could be from El Segundo. When you're pulling up to El Segundo, you connect to the Wi-Fi of El Segundo. That's the state of El Segundo. Like Nas said, a New York state of mind or the state of New York. The state of New York means the New York state of mind. It's the state of the New Yorker's mind, right? Every state has a mind. That's why I could go right to Jersey There's a different, the Jersey state of mind is not the New York state of mind. Right? So look, the last time I came to New York, right after the riots, right after something happened, right? Something more than riots. I don't know what took place, but when I came out there, I wasn't able to connect to the Wi-Fi. I was searching for days. You understand? I did not feel like I was back in the city. Everything was boarded up. The police looked different. They were scared. Everyone had masks on. Their faces were covered. They looked desolate. The people looked hurt. Right? I'm like, yo, this is on some Gotham City thing. This is feeling like Gotham. This was about 3 weeks ago. But now when I come back, it's different. I connected to the Wi-Fi immediately. You understand? The energy I was able to log on immediately. It's almost like channels and whatnot. Sometimes you got to keep turning the channel on a UHF so you could get the clear picture. So now I'm back in Gotham City and it's on Gotham. But I understand, and I'm telling you, this shit is lit out here. You know what I'm saying? It's lit in a way where Harlem, right? Harlem is flooded with mental health patients. I mean, they heavy, bro, right? It's flooded with a lot of people is losing it. And shit has got them. Let's just keep it at a buck. Lexington and 125th done mutated into half the city. Lexington and 125th had a baby and it's half the city right now. Before, I don't know. The mask shit is just, I don't know. Don't wear a mask around these niggas. How about that? I'm the defiant one. I'm walking around with no mask. They hitting me with all kind of mental daggers. They looking at me like I'm the Joker. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a disruptor. Like, yo, you not going with the rules? I'm like, damn, they got these niggas. You got dope fiends shooting dope. They about to hit the knee. Yo, put your mask on. Put your mask on. I'm like, damn. A lot of the businesses in Harlem are closed, right? A lot of them are closed. There's lines because there's phase 2. So everybody, you got to have 5 people in the store. So there's like 5 chicks in Victoria's Secret with a long ass line because everybody wants to get entangled. So they're going to get some clothes. I think they came out with a line called Victoria's Secret Entangled and shit. And, you know, stores is closed. People is walking around masked up. It's wild hot. It's 90 degrees. You know, the babies got masks on and whatnot. You know, the mental health is just deteriorating. People are losing it. There's a lot of homelessness. A whole lot of homelessness. Yeah, and the gentrifiers, right? The gentrifiers. It's weird. It's weird with them. Some of them, they still on the run. They still breaking speed walking records, getting back to their humble abode. Others, I seen some of them, they got absorbed into the pack, right? So they got Becky's that got absorbed into the pack. You know what I mean? Yeah, they wig it out. Oh, yeah. They got leashes on them. Niggas got them. You know what I'm saying? They got bit by Sherrod the Pimp God. You know what I mean? They reeled them in. Black Lives Matter t-shirts everywhere, right? That's the new What was last year? Last year was the fucking fanny pack. Now it's the Black Lives Matter t-shirt and the fucking mask to go with it, right? They going hard with that. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. There's mad art projects in the city of New York. Niggas is painting the streets with Black Lives Matter. The arts and craft shit is on tweak. Yo, niggas is on their Etsy. It's mad sidewalks with some creative ass Black Lives Matter shit. I wish it said Marcus Garvey or something. You know what I'm talking about? What happened to the black man is God? These niggas got a Black Lives Matter fucking sidewalk in front of the God's building. How disrespectful is that? Right in front of it. It didn't say the black man is God. They didn't ask them, yo, what's your interpretation? You know what I'm saying? At least they could say Black Gods Matter. They put a Black Lives Matter mural in front of the gods and Earth's house. You could Google it. You could Google map it. Don't take my word. And they put it in front of the state office building. I'm talking about, bruh. The arts and craft projects is on fleek. These niggas is shutting. It's the new block party. It's the new block party, right? Instead of giving you niggas festivals and parades and shit, we're just gonna block off blocks. They have this shit on the ground and no cars could ride over it. They blocked off a major block right there by the state office to put fucking Black Lives Matter on the concrete. And there's niggas sleeping on that concrete too. They got homeless people sleeping right on that shit. I guess it's warmer than the other fucking concrete. You know how they say white ice is colder? Well, Black Lives Matter concrete is hotter than, you know, the other shit. So they have you know, so it's like once it was exposed who funds Black Matter, what the purpose of Black Matter is, what the etymology of a Black Matter is, what the mission statement of a Black Matter is, you can't have it both ways, family. You cannot psych yourself out. You can't lie to yourself. You can't act like it is what it's not. It is what it is. It is what it is. That's not a come up. You got Monique in front of Nicholas, like, oh, they painted Black Lives Matter in front of my store. I'm like, that's an abomination to every single lecture that was done in there. That's an oxymoron, in a sense, right? In a sense, because I cannot speak against the artwork and what it displays. I cannot speak against the names that are being put in the artwork. That's not what I'm speaking against, right? And there's the conundrum. That's how people utilize cadavers. That's how people utilize people who can't speak for themselves. That's how people utilize necromancy to do what? To capture the hearts and the minds of the people. And now you mad at me. You know what I'm saying? Those people are not here anymore, right? And none of the people who got murdered by the police were even members of Black Lives Matter, even though there was mad black people that were being killed before that, right? Sandra Bland was supposed to be Black Lives Matter, and they dumped her. Why? Because she wasn't going with the broken wrist policy. Why? Because she wanted to be entangled with a black god. How about it? And that's some shit that fucking gives them the heebie-jeebies. You know what I'm talking about? How they gonna be at our pool parties if they don't want to see us smashing? They don't want to see Adam smashing. You know what I'm talking about? They don't like to see babies. They rather a little baby than a fucking little baby. Why? Because they're wit. They're totally wit. They're with throwing bags at abortion clinics and Planned Parenthood. They stand with that shit. They are on a mission, right? This is not personal. This is my interpretation of some shit that they wrote. They supposed to be geniuses and whatnot. Who they master teachers? What's their book list? You know what I'm talking about? What lecture did they throw before they niggas popped out on top of cadavers? They came in swag surfing on Mike Brown's corpse. They came in swag surfing on Mike Brown's corpse. Or as Trayvon Martin's mother says, They came in the day that Zimmerman got acquitted, which is today. How about it? How about we put them on a barbecue grill today, which is their anniversary of how many years? How many years? 7? Okay. Since everybody puts us to the fucking fire and niggas try to grill us, yo, what did you build? I built black gods. You niggas was on your knuckles. You know what I'm talking about? I built black gods and they out here godding. I built black goddesses. I built fucking dimensions and worlds that you niggas are comfortable in right now. That's what I built. I built it with a chisel that didn't make noise. I built it by being consistent. I built it by building the pillars. You know what I mean? Me and my twin. That's what we built. We built a fucking house for niggas to live in. My father has many mansions. See, I cursed again. Why did I do that? My father has many mansions. So we built all kind of things. We built paradigms and they shiftings. And in those paradigms, people FaceTime me, they hit me up, they inside their little mansions and whatnot. They living comfortably. Why? Because they like, yo, Red Pill, I use your advice. I bought Bitcoin in 2014 when you was talking about it. I listened. Yo, Red Pill, I went ahead and I started doing video games because you was talking about that in 2015 when you came and said the evolution will be digitized. You did a whole 3-hour lecture and then a part 2. You know what I mean? When you came with Facts 2020, food, art, clothing, technology, and shelter, I listened to that and I went and invested in that. You know what I mean? I got into food. Now I'm out here all vegan and raw. You know what I mean? I'm slutty veganed out. I did the art. I did my own clothing line. This is what people telling me. I started my own clothing line. I started my own comic book. I started my own toys. I started all of these things in the arts. I started rapping and whatnot. I got nicer after I listened to Scorpion King. You know what I mean? I got inspired, right? I got inspired because gods inspire gods, right? And vice versa, right? We don't hate on each other. We wait on each other. Nigga, I'm waiting for you to blow up because I'm blowing right now. You know what I'm talking about? I want you to go off with me. It's like fireworks. You know, when one goes off, it looks better when a whole bunch of them start popping. So we don't hate on each other. We wait on each other. We hold the door open for each other. We don't move with the ego. We move with the we go. So wherever I go, we go. Wherever I go, we go. My day ones know wherever I go, we go. Because I'm here for you. Because you're here for me. We talked about this in the 80s, bro. We talked about this in the 90s. This is not this is not something that's brand new. We spoke about these. This was a treatment that people were in smoking sessions and ciphers and whatnot. No internet. There was no such thing as an internet. There was the idea of the internet. It wasn't even thought of. This is all for hip hop. This is all for the fumes of golden era hip hop. Why? Because, like I said, when we opened it up, who was at the foundation of it? What is the motherboard of this thing? What's the DNA of this thing outside of what Bambaataa and them was doing? What's the DNA of this thing? You know what I'm talking about? What's the foundation of this thing? What's the motherboard of this thing? What's the thing that got us really recognized in Japan, really recognized in Europe, really recognized in Africa, really recognized in places in the island where they resonate to the God frequency? What was it? It was some of the same things that Bob Marley was on. It was some of the same thing that MJ and them was on. Mikael. It was some of those same waves, right? So when Rakim came forward, when Big Daddy came, King, Asiatic, nobody equal, right? And he was dropping the knowledge. He was heating us up. He was heating us up. We was in the streets. We was in the trenches, draped in gold, flat tops and whatnot, wild, dangerous. And we was getting the knowledge. Then Public Enemy came and they was dropping some knowledge. But it was that God body knowledge. It was that intricate God body knowledge. So Farrakhan was on some intros. He played an intricate part because, like I said, all of the goons had tape cassettes of him. They was tapped in. Then you had Malachi Z. York with the paper. He had the tablets. He had the books. He had the books, and his books was the internet. You know what I'm talking about? His books was the internet before the internet. His books was the YouTube video before the YouTube videos. Whatever he was tapped into, right? Whatever he was tapped into, his researchers need a Grammy because he was going in. His information was so ahead of his time that it was ridiculed by those who that did not have that vision and whatnot. And then you had, the RBG teachings, it was out there. Then the X-Clan was busting with the Kemet. They was introducing you to the whole Kemetic wave and whatnot. They was doing that way back in the days. This is not something new. They was doing life-size arms. I don't even think somebody pulled that one out yet. To the east, my brother, protected by the red and the black and the green with the key, sissy. So he integrated the RBG. This is Sonny Carson's son. This is Sonny. Did you ever see the Miseducation of Sonny Carson? Are you aware of that movie? Did you plug in? It's not going to be on Netflix. Maybe now because they're black pandering. But the Miseducation of Sonny Carson. It might be on YouTube. Yeah. That's a must see. And study who Sonny Carson is. Because he's not just a movie. He's a person. He's a master teacher. And his son is Professor X, who is an icon. He doesn't get recognized enough, but worry not, he will be resurrected. X-Clan, Brother J. Bars. Before Outkast. Outkast is a continuum. Outkast raised the level. They raised the bar. Outkast was one of the first acts out of the South. Imagine, we thought the whole South was going to come like that. They were one of the first acts out of Atlanta. Did you see the hip hop thing on Netflix? They broke it down. We was like, damn. Southern player catalytic. What the? Boys are spitting. Then Goody Mob came. Oh my goodness. Come and get your soul. Ooh. Yo, they don't give CeeLo enough props. CeeLo was the illest back then. With the bar, I'm talking about CeeLo's harmonies, the shit that he did. Ooh, the song that he did with Common about abortions. Oh my goodness, I think Lauryn Hill was on it. I'm talking about classic. These are the foundation. Erykah Badu was on everyone's radar back then. This is foundation. Fat Black Pussycat. That was a party in Atlanta in 1998. Jason Orr was the promoter. If you were in Fat Black Pussycat or Funk Jazz Cafe, put a fire emoji in the chat if you ever went to one of those, and you'll be able to be a witness that was heaven on earth. That was heaven on earth. It wasn't no ecstasy out back then. It wasn't no Molly. It was none of that. And that was the most euphoric atmosphere that I've ever tapped into. And I was on my knuckles in 98. Look, Johnny Gold levels. Johnny Gold levels is like facts. Yes, and they on Erykah to this day. They was on Erykah back then. They on Erykah to this day. She about to put out a fragrance for her yoni called Entangled. I'm getting Bay a few flavors for the Bay. You know, you dig? For the Bay. Somebody said, I know you twins was in there deep. I was in there deep, not really. I was in there with a few people because I was in Atlanta And I was on a mission in Atlanta. I wasn't in Atlanta to be down with the Goody Mob. I was in Atlanta I was in Atlanta bringing Bed-Stuy and Flatbush to Atlanta. I was introducing them to the tunnel era. I was introducing them to Jay-Z Volume 3. Money, Hoes, and Clothes. That's what I was in Atlanta on. But I was balancing, though. You know what I'm talking about? I was definitely balancing it out. And because I was witnessing the consciousness of Atlanta, because I tapped into the consciousness of Atlanta, because I saw a world that I did not necessarily know even existed, it created an appetite within me. It created it created an urge in my soul to be able to live in a world like that in the future. And I began to pivot at that point. You did? I began to pivot. I began to see that there was a balance because I'm coming from the tunnel. I'm coming from the arc. These are legendary clubs in Brooklyn, in Manhattan, in the 90s, the mid 90s, which would be considered, if you talk to anybody from New York, the most littiest time in the whole history of New York. I'm talking about the whole history. When the old dirty bastard people sold the damn thing. Up until now. Then from like 90 to about 97, when they killed Big, that was the most littiest era ever. 90, it was the murder capital of the United States of America. Not saying that in any type of way to glorify, no kind of violence at all. I'm just giving you the understanding of what it is that we were dodging and what we were going through and how we were living through something that, to be honest with you, we were not living in fear. I don't know about we. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not from France, my G. You know. No, as a matter of fact, there was a fear factor. Let me stop with it. There was a fear factor. The fear factor was I was fearing to because the inevitable was happening all around me. When they killed Tone Capone, my day one, my heart, you know what I mean? He got killed in front of Macy's downtown. I cried my eyes out to my father. You know what I mean? I came home with blood on my clothes. It was right after my birthday. And then I began to arm up. I began to become a Second Amendment citizen. I exercised my rights. You know what I'm talking about? And allegedly the man told me that I couldn't. Because even up to that point, I already had something on my jacket. But this is my mentality. I'd rather lay up and come back looking like Dr. Manhattan on y'all than to get caught without it. You get a second chance, and that means a lot to me. You get a second chance to do this thing again. But if your game is over and you got to come back as boss baby, nah, bro, that ain't it. That's not it. That's not what's up. I don't encourage nobody to go out like that. On God. Self-preservation is the first rule. We was living through a war zone. I used to carry a BB gun to a Catholic school, bro. Bishop Lachlan. I had an air gun, but it looked like a 38, and it was wild heavy. I remember I had one of those, the bags that the basketball players be wearing with the strings. It was a cloth one. It was like an African pattern. So the nozzle came out, where they be having the circle where you put the string. So the circle thing came out one day and the nozzle stuck through the hole. Then I took my bag off and I put it down and I was in class and it sounded like I had a radiator in it. Those were the days. And to be honest with you, I wasn't even doing it in a menacing type of way. It just was one of those, it was a carry-on item. It was an add-on. It was like, yo, here, I'm putting my books in my bag. I'm putting some pencils in there. I got the Texas Instrument calculator. Oh, yeah, let me put the 38 in there as well. Because you didn't know if it was going to pop off or not. They had Decepticons waiting outside of Bishop Lachlan after every day. I was not a Decepticon. My peoples had beef with the Deceps. But this was the Clinton Hill Deceps. We had beef with the Flatbush Deceps. And then if anybody knows, From Bishop Lockland, the walk to Atlantic Avenue is like 15 minutes. Dudes was getting stripped on that walk. It was the Trail of Tears. That strip was like the Trail of Tears some days for some of these herds. You know what I'm talking about? I never had nothing to worry about, but precaution is always encouraged. Then you got to ride the train home. So you leaving school, but you get on a D train, and that's a whole nother situation because now you got the people, they riding on trains 30 deep, 40 deep. That's not a school. That's not a school. You be like, oh, is that a ball team? No, that's the Wolves. That's a wolf pack. You be lucky and run into Killer Ben in them. Or the real 50 Cent. You didn't want that problem. You didn't want that G unit. The lowlifes might be on the trains. The Deceps might be on the trains. The Autobots might have popped out that day. And all of the other crews that they had. I was down with Criminal Empire. We was running with A.A. Rashid. His name was Ching Bing. Ask him about Ching Bing. He was a monster on them trains. He was a beast. Alistair Whoopi. Ching Bing. Yo, ask about Ching Bing in anybody that you know if they claim they're from Brooklyn. We need a Brooklyn questionnaire. You know how Dr. York said what was that, 100 questions to ask a Hebrew? I'm gonna put out 100 questions to ask a New Yorker. Cause they be out of town, reaching. You know? What Pop Smoke said, they say they outside. Whoop! Christopher Walken, they don't be outside like that. Remember, New York changed after 9/11. These are post 9/11. A lot of these people are post 9/11. When the towers fell, the powers fell. It was like the gates fell because people were allowed to do things that they never could do when them towers was up. So it just was an interesting day, man. It was a day. It was an interesting. We come from a different cloth. And I'll never apologize for that cloth. Look, we put hands and feet, teeth, and bite marks on the people that you are out here with picket signs trying to talk to them. You're trying to reason with them. You're trying to sympathize with them, right? And when we was 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Because, you know, in Brooklyn, we grew up about 28. Up until then, we was wilding. There was no such thing as a gentrifier. Okay? There was no such thing as a gentrifier. It was Marathon Man. That's what it was. And Bionic Woman. Wonder Woman, Bionic Woman, and Marathon Man. Because that's how fast they was moving through the hoods. What are you talking about? There was no gentrification. No. There was none of that. So when it happened, you know, it changed many ways. And fast forward to where we're at right now in this unique time and space, because remember, New York is Gotham City, right? There's no, it's lawless. They're not enforcing the law. Okay? They shot a 1-year-old baby right here in the side yesterday at a barbecue. Okay? In the stomach. Right? High-powered weapons. The same high-powered weapons that they killed the 8-year-old in Atlanta with. She got hit with a military-style weapon. The same day that, in fact, which is the Black armed militant, armed resistant group, the same exact day, that they were on Stone Mountain. This 8-year-old Angel got taken from her mama and her daddy, right? And then yesterday in BK at a barbecue, a baby lose their life. And the drillers is drilling. And the killers is killing. And they playing Fortnite in these streets, y'all. I seen a Europe. Let me stop. I seen some shit go down while I was out here. And it's feeling like the 90s. Now, I did a show for all of my KT aliens. I call KT aliens because y'all are the ones who watch every episode. You remember. You downloaded, right? All of these episodes. You've downloaded every video. You got it in your archive. You got them backed up. Because they took, I'm going to talk about it, they took Brother Rich's channel this weekend. There's a lot of things going on. They snatched his whole channel. They terminated Black Magic 363. The next day they gave it back. Right? So y'all got to we cannot do all of the work. We're doing the heavy lifting, right? There is no reward system set up in this community as of yet. So, you know, the credit that one is deserved, the PPP check, you know what I'm talking about? You know, the budget, the credit, right? The credit line that we've worked for is going to come to us in the future because it's not set up yet. So I'm not retarded. There's no value system. There's no reward system, and there's no penalty system fully functional. There's individual things set up, and that's what's going to be needed for it to become centralized so it could set up so people such as myself could have incentive to do what I do. I do this off of God fumes, right? I do this off of me being tapped into the Wi-Fi of the ancestors and great people who I stand on their shoulders. And I know in order to be great, I got some real huge shoes to fill. So my purpose, I'm moving in different kind of purposes. I'm not chasing the fame. I'm chasing the last name. I'm making sure the name is solidified. I make sure the last name, I'm making sure the legacy is etched in stone. Has nothing to do with any kind of fame. I'm not clout chasing. I don't want everybody to know me. You know what I'm talking about? Because everybody ain't a good body. Everybody ain't a good body. I don't want to be stopped everywhere that I go. I don't want people asking me, what am I eating? I don't want people following me. I don't want girls to faint when they see the God. I don't want to sign autographs. Yeah, I'm chasing the light, not the likes. So the work is being recorded in the only book that matters. That's the book of life. That's the book of the earth. Spiritual bank account runneth over. Grace and favor rain on me. The ancestors are pleased. So they make things happen. We've said this from day one. You know what I mean? Stand on your 10 toes. Stand in purpose. Move with the serpents. Move with the magnetic fields. You know what I'm talking about? Change up your circle of friends. Right? Honor the ancestors. Edify them and finish their works. Right? Keep you some minerals, some copper, some silver, some brass, some gold. Right? Get you some sea moss. Wear you some drip, because godliness, cleanliness, drippage is next to godliness. If cleanliness is next to godliness, then what's that drip? What's that designer? You know what I'm saying? And I ain't talking about what them people in Milan is making either. We got to redefine designer. Ra Omar is designer. You know what I'm talking about? Ra Omar is designer. Not no people who don't like us from Rome, who never did nothing for us, who cut their clothes with a Roman touch. You know what I mean? I'd rather wear something that the Africans have cut, some Dapper Dan or something. I'd rather wear something from India. I'd rather wear something from Nigeria. I like how they dress. Where's their drip? You know what I mean? Where's their couture? Where's their expensive cloth? Because man make the clothes don't make the man. I could put on a white tee and make it interesting. Turn it into Egyptian cotton. You feel me? I could upgrade the cotton. So you make the clothes. Clothes don't make you. You make it what it is. That's a gem that they taught me back in the days. That's how we could put on J. Crew and make it pop. Put on Abercrombie and make it pop. Put on what's all of them line? Hollister and make it something. American Eagle. Now when we don't wear it, look at the stocks. Nobody want to wear it. Man make the clothes. Clothes don't make the man. What we put our bodies in. We are bodies of light. We are light beings. We have the energy. We have the life. We animate cloth and cotton. We animate things. When it cloaks our body, we wear it better than they wear it. It looked like a blue dress on them. It looked like a white dress on you. The curves. They don't have the same curves that you got. They're not built curvaceously. They're trying to buy themselves the bodies that you are naturally designed and quote unquote designed and drawn in. They got bands for those bodies right now. They buying them. I was in Miami. I seen it all. The city girl bodies is everywhere. The Barbie thing has mutated. It's not no longer Barbie. It's the city girl bodies. You know what I'm talking about? The weave got to look like Rapunzel's. The one or two ribs got to be missing. They got to be a new belly button. Yeah, some of them is getting new belly buttons. And the ass got to look like two basketballs is hiding inside of your yoga pants. You know what I'm saying? Or them Randy Savage wrestling pants that all of the ladies is wearing. I like them. They're an upgrade from the Lululemons of last year. It's an upgrade. You went from yoga to wrestling. I'm not mad at you. 2020 is real. You got to wrestle your way out of this. You know what I'm talking about? You got an MMA. Next thing you know, y'all going to be MMA in it wearing Conor McGregor sweats. You know? But I'm not mad. You know, y'all retired the summer dresses without telling us. We're not mad because the full body suits, the wrestling shit with no belt, you should put the belt on. You know what I'm talking about? You should put a belt on. But I'm digging it. You feel me? I'm digging the whole workout outfit with no Planet Fitness in sight. You know, I'm digging it. You know what I'm talking about? It works for me. You know, we all looking active. You know, it's all good. But the city girl bodies is out there. They're no longer hiding shit with the fuck with the whatchamacallit, with the wraparounds. You know how how used to have the thing that they could conceal everything. No. They going all the way in. And look, I was told it's 8 weeks, no sitting on your bum. Right? And I witnessed, right? Personally, I witnessed that there was an operation that took place. I wasn't at the operation, but a sister that I know, she was there assisting her friend. And she said because her friend had something to eat before the operation, they did not give her pain medication. And she left the situation with no pain medication. And she could not sit on her booty for 8 weeks. All that to make them things clap. Right? And then to make things worse, oh man, it was a full Uber Eats. It was a full Seamless. it was a full DoorDash situation going on because everything was on sale. Yeah, you could pull your phone out and order some box on South Beach. Because not only did they have the city girl bodies, they were trying to get the money back that they paid for this thing, for the body. It was a lot of food sharing apps, if you know what I mean. You know? Let me get that with some fries. You know? Them $40 cash apps. As I'm sitting there on my hookah trying to mind my business, I'm hearing coins drop from phones. These ladies are getting cash apps. Yeah. So I'm not pocket watching. I'm just saying there was a lot of illicit business going on in out there with these ladies, and I don't like being in those environments. You know, don't judge me. I just don't want to be in environments where women are selling themselves to truck drivers and any old Joe Public. You know, I want to be where they choosing. That's where I want to be. I want to be where they trying to get entangled for free. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all cheating in these streets. Y'all cheating in these streets. There's no fun in that. You could just drop a cash app. Where's the chase? It's only Chase Bank. So if you got it, then you're going to score. So the only variable in that situation is if you got the $40. That's the only variable. It's not how you look. It's not how you smell. It's not your nationality. It's not your background. It's not if you got on if you got the spider web on your elbow. It's not if you got a Confederate flag tattoo on your forehead. It's none of those things. None of that matters. The only variable in that whole situation is, yo, I got $39. I'm $1 short. You could come with shorts. That's the only variable. I'm good. No offense, no judgment, just smudgement. You know what I mean? I ain't judging you. I'm just smudging you. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just smudging you. Do you? I'm just showing you the perspective of a commoner who's using common sense, who's just looking at it, you know. I'm just studying the buyer's market. And I'm seeing women with something that I've been researching about. And after seeing the birth of my third child, right, exiting the yoni, which is a magical place to be, right? And I'm like, damn, I think we underestimate the value of this sacred womb, you know? This womb in which an egg grew into a whole human being. But this egg is part of this lady, this woman, this sister. Like, this egg didn't just come out of anywhere. You don't come out of anything. You come from something. Come from your mama, right? So she's sacred because she's giving birth to the future, to life. And that alone should mean something. That's a portal. It's not an ATM. That's a portal for life. Even if there is no quote unquote physical birth. Ideas and concepts, emotions, right? Emotions, memories. Whoever had an orgasm and start thinking about some things you were doing with My Little Pony? Ladies, I mean, you could tap into your memory if somebody taps it right. This is sacred. That's what I've been researching. I'm just saying, burn the books. If you don't want me or other people to know these things, burn the books. Because the research is pointing to the fact that you are more divine than what society is putting on, or what the radio station like Clear Channel is trying to get across to you. You're a little more divine than that. You're a little more valuable than that. You're a little more, you have more purpose than what it is that we're hearing on these airwaves, right? And then based off of the research that we're doing when it comes to that, we're like, oh my goodness, the same people who we've been taught that these billionaires are upstanding individuals because they're billionaires. Oh my goodness, behind the scenes, the things that these people are doing are heinous. They will turn you into, man, they'll break your, they'll shatter your reality. And then when we discover that the sexual education that a majority of our women and men have received have been from an industry, and this industry is run by people who are even more heinous, even more crooked, even more sadistic than the Hollywood producers like Weinstein and them. The people in San Fernando Valley, they're 100 times worse than some of the Hollywood producers. So it's a lot of things going on that I feel that as a community and as a people and as a village that is out here to heal each other, you know, we should have these conversations that are judgment free. Because I can imagine somebody thinking, you know, oh, this nigga must hate these people or this person. No, I do not. I'm being empathetic. I'm being an empath. I'm being an empath. What I'm saying is, in order for some of this pain to stop, we have to speak about it. And it has to be addressed. And it has to be broken down. So it cannot, you have to, you know, you got to break this thing down the way that it needs to be broken down. Because certain people are not being honest with us and with themselves. So, you know, it is what it is, and we're gonna work with each other because we are, you know, a lot of us are knee deep. You know, some of us is in a quicksand. Some of us is in a sunken place already. Some of us is 6 feet deep, buried alive. And some of us is just slipping. And we could get caught. we could hold each other accountable, and we could work on each other, and we could point each other in the directions to where the healing could take place, like with the psilocybin that I speak highly of, like with the Bufu avalaris, which is the toad medicine that I speak highly of, like, you know, because it's not going to be the weed alone. I'm sorry, you know, it's not going to be the marijuana alone, right? That's not going to make it. That's not going to cut it alone. That's not going to bring the healing. Not this new weed that we smoking. Right? And it's obvious for those of us whose third eye is wide awoken right now. Do you think that you're seeing more crazy people because your third eye has awakened and you're able to see people for who they are? Or do you think that this is just a phenomenon that people are just suddenly losing their minds everywhere that we're going, and they can't even function in society where, you know, they are basically holding in their craziness, you know what I mean? Where they can't cuff their madness. They can't boof it. They're not able to conceal their cuckoo cowness. It's spilling out. So Baba Kalindi IE. Baba Kalindi, Kilindie. He's a martyr. He's an ancestor now. This man speaks very highly and very knowledgeable, right? And very matter-of-factly about Kemet, mushrooms, mysticism, supernatural powers, you name it. And he is a super master black belt. He's like a blue black belt. He is a legend. So you need some, you want a teacher? Do you want a shaman to guide you? Do you want some information, some research? Do you need to hear it from a master teacher who teaches it masterfully? Because he does, I don't. I'm discovering myself. Blue Pill, Bashir, and a few other people are on journeys and discovering themselves, and they're being very open about it. They're being transparent. They're letting the world in, right? That's something that everybody's not willing to do. But we need shamans. Somebody said they need a shaman. Yeah, we need shamans. That's why we will have these retreats, right? Somebody said, nope, weed and mushrooms. Yeah, I said weed alone. Weed alone. Because when I was hearing Wesley Muhammad go in talking about weed, this is my stance. If I didn't see what I'm seeing in these streets, I would be like, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. But what I'm witnessing everywhere that I go, it's not a New York thing. Everywhere that I'm going, people who are considered weed heads, not people that smoke. There's a difference. There's a difference. People that smoke is different from a weed head. I'm talking about weed head like they got crack heads or dope heads. The weed heads don't look that healthy these days, fam. The people that's abusing weed, they don't look like they're at their height of health. They don't look like they got, like they're being fed off of that plant in the most healthiest way. I'm just saying. I'm seeing it dry people up. And it be hitting some of the wisdoms hard. It be hitting some of the wisdoms hard, abusive like, and and stranglement. So I gotta examine. The indulgence or the overindulgence of GMO weed. They got every flavor in the book right now. So balance is key in everything, y'all. I'm not gonna get up here and act all preachy like I'm not blowing it down, because I am. You feel me? But I'm not trying to be a weed head. And if I am a weed head, I'm going to have full knowledge as to where that weed is coming from. Right? So a lot of people are asking for shamans, right? There are not plenty. Don't get me going. There are not plenty of shamans. How do you get initiated in being a shaman? It is a process, right? It is a process, and it's not a hard process, right? Somebody said weed making them crazy. I smoke but never addicted. They jumping from the weed to the K2, y'all. I'm seeing it. Some people can't afford the weed and they on the K2, but then they lacing shit. Like, I'm seeing things. You know? But them shrooms, that ayahuasca, that toad, and we ain't talking about no recreational stuff where you just, sitting around. No, this is a one done sometimes. You might go through it once and, that's it. You good. Or you might have to come back a few times for some medicine. So, these are the things that I'm saying. If you want to go within and face your shadow self, or not even, I don't want to scare you because it's not a scary thing. You know what I mean? That's one of the things that they've always put on our people. They put the fear factor and they put shame and they put all of these things on our people. But you let Donald Trump sign an executive order tomorrow and say, yo, it's a go. All of that is going out the window. All of that is going out the window. I'm going to need a shaman next time. I take 6 grams. I did it solo last time, and I was lost for a while. I did it, and it was like a body. It was like a body type of thing. The last time I did it, I was like, I know what you're talking about because I didn't want to be walking around. I was walking around, but I had to just chill because my body was feeling like it was just, it was a sensation, and it put me to sleep. I've been put to sleep on the shrooms a lot of times, so I don't know what that's about, but they made me sleepy as a mug. But then blue pill, they tapped into something that made the ocean open up or something. I don't know what happened, but it was some galactical things, Yeah, I don't know. LSD, I don't do that. If there's a chemical involved, I'm not speaking about that. I don't deal with no chemicals whatsoever. I'm not really pushing I'm plant medicine, right? Plant medicine, not recreational, not sacrament medicine for individuals who need healing. That's what I'm speaking about right now. And I'm not speaking as a medical professional either. I'm speaking about brothers and sisters that want to tap in and defocalize, right? Not with pharmacopoeia. If you're into pharmacopoeia, you could go ahead on Spotify. Everybody is telling you to go use pharmacopoeia. You got a whole lobby for that. It's called hip hop, trap rap, snap rap. All of the Lils on Spotify. You got them for that. They'll sell you Molly, lean, liquid heroin. They'll sell you some Xanny, some perks, some ecstasy. They got you covered. I'm speaking about plant medicine. Yeah, orange juice enhances the mushroom trip. It does. It definitely does. It breaks it down because of the acid and enhances it. And everything you need is inside of you. Yes. That is one of the tightest kept secrets, but it's a secret that is becoming it's fleeting day by day. It's becoming more of a open secret by the day. That everything is inside of you. That is something that they don't want you to know. Maybe the Pope will come out one day and tell his flock, right, what it is and help them in their evolution, because he has a grip. He has a grip. He has mental real estate in a lot of people's minds, bro. So he's running the show. You know, I can't answer any questions about mushrooms on YouTube, unfortunately. I can't give you no answers. You know, I cannot solicit any kind of, what they deem as, and that's a trap. It's trap music. So I can't tell you that. You know what I mean? You dig? We're just going to have to be friends one day. So, but it's out there. And the more we visualize it being our birthright, the quicker it'll be legalized, so I could talk my talk. Because once it's legalized, watch out. You know what I'm talking about? Once they open up, there's a whole bunch of things that I would love. I would love to be on my Derek Grace and just, have a whole bunch of weapons around me. But, that's not an option right now. You know what I'm talking about? That's trap music. That's trap music. I would love, LOVE, I would love to be on my Ogun and have a whole cache of weapons while I'm talking to y'all. Point some ARs at the screen. But, them people, they tricky. Them people's is tricky. I would love to point you in the directions for a lot of healing, openly. But we ain't the only ones watching each other. You dig? But we will link up. When you hear I'm in your city, pop up, pull up. You know what I mean? It's a there's your insensitive. When we do a pop up. You know what I mean? You never know what might be there for you. So we yeah, man, we in New York. I wanted to introduce you to the God. One of my brothers is out here making big moves, spending securing his future by purchasing gold, straight up gold, taking his money and converting it, doing what needs to be done, doing what's supposed to be done. You know what I mean? That's something that I'm highly encouraging my stream chasers to get into. I'm going to be doing, as a matter of fact, quality of membership. So stream chasers, I'm going to be getting at my stream chasers because we have some opportunities on the table dealing with the PPP checks and the loan money that's out there. I'm sure you've heard that they are definitely, Trump is out there making it rain in the hood. Peace God. Making it rain in the hood. And, the bag is out there. It's out there. You want to get into Forex? Okay, we'll get you into Forex. Sign up to streamchasers.com. I'll be doing a live stream. What's today? This week. And we'll be speaking about what our next stream will be. I'm still working some things out with the brother 19 Keys with the market share thing. We're not all the way locked in as of yet, but we're working things out. So I'll keep you updated to that. And then we got a few other things that have popped up. So there's some things going on. And, I want y'all to tap in to know about it. You know what I'm talking about? I want y'all to tap in. Okay? And I don't want the family to miss out on, what's going on because you caught up in victimhood consciousness, right? Because in victimhood consciousness, you're not going to see the opportunities. In victimhood consciousness, you're not going to see the corona rising. In victimhood consciousness, you're not going to receive what the son or with Ra or with the father or what the corona is out here doing. In victimhood consciousness, you don't believe in the Jubilee. You know, you don't believe in the Jubilee. You don't follow the Jubilee. You don't remember what's the Jubilee? This is the Jubilee year. So people, not only are their debts being forgiven, they're getting their loans. People are getting bags on bags on bags. This is the Jubilee year. Money is falling out of the sky, out of nowhere. You understand? That didn't happen before. That didn't happen during Obama. As a matter of fact, you lost your money because the banks folded. Manna raining from these skies. Did I make this up? Is this George Soros? Is this what? Is this a lie? Is it a conspiracy theory, or is it a fact? Did we say? Is it not Jubilee? So this is user-based consciousness. Once again, user-based consciousness. Whatever your user-based, whatever you are giving attention to, where your energy goes, that's where your attention flows. And in 2020, wherever your energy is at, that's going to be the reality that you're going to see. Because to be honest with you, I'm in Bed-Stuy, and I don't see none of the stuff. Like I don't see the craziness of the city. I don't see the drilling, and that's not my reality. I'm at peace in my reality. There are susus popping all over. The flower circle and all of that. There's people doing susu all over the internet. What's up with In Fact? I'm going to have them on the show. That's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have them on the show. I'm not going to speak on that organization because honestly, I don't know Grandmaster Jay personally, right? I don't know the man personally, but I know that they reached out. So we're going to have the brother come through, and then I'll let you know after that, right? But I'm impressed with their demonstration, and I support their demonstration. And to be honest with you, I feel that the future is a good future for an organization such as that and the other gun clubs if they are to stay on code, drama free, and on purpose. And a lot of things will be solved, like the crime sprees, the crime waves, a lot of the neat, senseless killings. So you deserve it. We deserve it, right? And the time is now. So yeah, I'm gonna interview the brother and build with him and see where he's at. I saw an interview that he did on All Hip Hop, and I was highly impressed. I was highly impressed. He was handling himself. He was answering the questions coherently. He got his personality like everybody else has. So I'm not looking for somebody to be mad, bland, and plain to satisfy, anybody's ego and whatnot. No, be yourself. You know what I mean? Be your natural character. Shine, my brother. Shine. You know what I mean? Be as animated, as colorful as you deem to be to work for you. So yeah, I think all of the armed groups are onto something respect worthy. And in the future, see, somebody said that they was in a style last week and it was all good. Yeah. Yeah. And when I was in North Carolina, in Sanford, where they was threatening my life, this was recently, I had armed security. You know what I'm talking about? I had armed security. So I like that feeling. You know, I like the feeling that we had brothers and sisters that were armed and were ready to protect not just me, they protected the whole perimeter. Everybody who was in that area where we were doing a demonstration. I did an outdoor lecture. You know what I mean? Everybody was protected. So in the future, I wouldn't, you know, I would love to have one of those gun clubs protect me and my family whenever we move around and do what we got to do. Is the Susu pyramid a scam? Nah. I mean, remember, there's multiple Susu pyramids going on the internet. I'm not speaking for none of them because I'm not in any of them like that, right? But people is getting bread with the Susu, bro. It's not a scheme. It's a Susu. It's what the Asians been doing. It's what the Caribbean folk been doing. It's what the Africans been doing. This ain't something new. They just digitized it. And I know people online is cashing out. I know people online is really cashing out. And they like, yo, what you talking about? I was in that flower pot thing and I cashed out. Yeah, it gotta be people that you trust. You can't join those Susu, and it's not a circle of people that you trust. They got the Susu on crypto. You know what I mean? Yeah, 500 for 3,500. That's going on right now as we speak on the internet. Real talk, and it's legit. That's going on right now, and it's not me. It's not personal. It ain't like something I'm doing me myself. No, it's multiple people that's popping that. It's multiple people that's popping that. We were talking about Susus with Facts Initiatives a very long time ago. A very long time ago. So when y'all don't see me and y'all be like, yo, where's Red Pill at? Why he don't be online like that? It's because I got work to do. What are you talking about? I gotta set up my Susu. I gotta set a whole bunch of things up. And once again, I have to do this every show because I'm utilizing my time on YouTube while I'm still here until they decide that they don't want to see or hear from the God. If they decide I'm guarding too much, they're like, nah, he's too lit. So what am I going to do in the meantime? In the meantime, I have to let you guys know that I'm looking for talent. You know, I'm looking for video editors. I'm looking for videographers. I'm looking for virtual assistants. I'm looking for designers. I'm looking for fulfillment centers. I'm looking for copywriters. I'm looking for researchers. You feel me? So I need y'all to hit me up with your resume. I don't do the Homeboy Network. I don't do, yo, Red, this is my, I work at JP Morgan, but on the side, you know, you know what I mean? My mom's told me that I'm a good editor because I did the, you know, I put together her birthday video. Now I needed something a little more. I need a reel. You know what a reel is? I need to see your reel. We're gonna cut through all of the bottom. You know, I'm a video. Well, if you're a videographer and a video editor, you know, and you work well as a team player, that's important. You know what I mean? That's important because I'm not just saying who is one of these things. I'm saying that, and this is not to you personally, my brother. This is not to you personally. I'm saying that, especially, you know, if you're one of these things, do you work well with others? Because some of the millennials are different. You know, we on different frequencies. Because I'm red pill, I'm fiery, right? I'm active. I'm passionate. I move fast, right? I'm a drill instructor. I'm going to drill. And they can't take that shit. They like, man, I don't know. It might be too much for them because they get intimidated. But I'm an alpha. And I'm fair though. I'm not an asshole. See, I cursed again. I'm not difficult. But I'm a Scorpion, so I'm a loyalist. So if we work together, we work together. We're not working for, this don't got nothing to do with nobody else. Because people will try to come around and, they start coming around and they got ulterior motives. And you trying to say millennials don't work well with others. Not at all. I didn't say that they don't work well with others. I said that they are different. Is 50 okay to put on Bitcoin? Yes, you can start there. Definitely. You could definitely start there. If you got some money, you just want to secure it, right? Yeah, you can send me the t-shirt that you're selling. Yeah, if it's fire, I will wear it. You see, I'm wearing a Nassau shirt. This is not Kings County, because I'm feeling galactical. So I got the Nassau on. I got the felony look, but then I throw it off with the boop, with the crown, with 19 keys, with the crown. Bing. You know what I'm talking about? So Nassau, that's the space, but this is the universe. This is the galaxy. So you see how you can merge, commercial fashion with the God fashion. Somebody said that he said, I'm calling y'all soft. I'm not calling millennials soft. Let's not do that. Look at everybody being upset now. They millennials having outbursts. No, millennials. I know. I'm joking too. Millennials. I love you. Y'all are forward thinking. Look at me trying to clean it up. Y'all are forward thinking, right? This is your world, right? Revenge of the Blurs. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Y'all are emo. Some of y'all. What I'm saying is, if you work well with the OGs, right? Pull up. You know what I'm talking about? Pull up and we'll make it happen. Because I'm about that action. And I want to raise the bar. I'm kind of bored in this space right now. The bar is not being raised. I don't, I'm ready to raise the bar. I'm ready to shake the room. You feel me? I'm ready to shake the room. So I need some people to come along that are creative like Virgil. But you can't do the album cover that he did for Pop Smoke. You can't be on your. Yeah, matter of fact, I don't want no Virgils around me. Virgil is a funny guy right now. You know what I'm talking about? He out there sending $50 to organizations. Nah, no Virgils. Then he messed up Pop Smoke's album cover. I'm Gooch. I'm Gooch on that. No Virgils. I need some Dapper Dans on my team. I need some sisters who are good at, at which y'all magical, man. Y'all do the damn thing when it comes to the business. Y'all do your thing when it comes to the business and the organizations. Like my wife works with me. Shout out to my wife. But I definitely need some sisters with that assistance. That magical stuff. That Jill Scott magic. Y'all just, y'all got a lot of degrees. Y'all know how to do things. So that'll be a good thing. But it's time to build. Like this is that time. They out here giving out $100,000 grants. They out here giving out $100,000, $50,000, $70,000. Right? What kind of stuff? It's really organization, you know. It's really just I have multiple brands. You know, I have an umbrella situation right now. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have multiple projects that are on the stove simmering, right? Yeah, there's so many things. There's booking agents, you know, there's PR. I need some propaganda around me. I'm starting up some things, blogs and whatnot. You know, I need coders, I need hackers, right? White and black hats. Hackers mean problem solvers, for the record, okay? You know, all of that stuff, digital things, right? I need people that are on the digital wave with the digital dash. You know, if you're still doing the Dewey Decimal System, I might ask you to sit this one out. Okay? Yeah, Aquarius Maximus. Shout out to Aquarius. She built her own coin, right? She's a legend. Where do you go to get the grants? Bam. I can't look. This is the group. This is the if you want to talk bread, you gotta sign up to this. If you want to talk any of that talk, that's the private group. I'm about to have a Telegraph. I'm about to start up either a WhatsApp group. No, what's that? Telegram or WhatsApp? I'm gonna decide which one I'm gonna do, so we could basically stay in touch and stay on top of these streams. Then I'm gonna be doing an online course. It might be a 90-day course. It's gonna be a very intensive course. I'm gonna be bringing guest speakers on. I'm gonna be bringing guest teachers on. And I'm going to be getting right into each one of these. We're going to break down and unpack different streams and how you could enter and how you could either invest in a stream or how you could either, you know, tap in and be, you know, and become, and one of the streams could become yours. So sign up to Stream Chasers. All that is on that page. Leave your email. I'm collecting contacts. I'm collecting information. I'm collecting emails. I'm collecting information. And then we will be contacting everyone when we have our live stream. Check your, you know, you'll get an email link for a Zoom. And then we'll be able to build. Check out Discord. Combines the functionality of WhatsApp, YouTube, and Facebook. Thank you so much, Goonies Girl. That's what I'm talking about. See, Goonies Girl and other sisters, y'all be having that information. You know, y'all are digital. Y'all keep up with the new things. Y'all keep up. Y'all are researchers. And the brothers too. I'm not capping y'all. Don't, you know, brothers, don't hit me with the, yo, what are you talking about, bro? But a lot, yeah. Yeah, I'm better. Yeah. Sisters, they be tapped in. They be knowing things. And the fellas know things that the sisters don't know. There you have it. There's your balance. So yeah, that's what it is. But I'm not gonna be here. Yes, it's 3:30 where I'm at. So you know what that means. It's getting late. I'm not in California, brothers. I'm in New York. And now we had a good 2-hour build. We'll be back Third Eye Thursday. I have class coming up next week. It's called The Conscious Industry 2020. The Conscious Industry is going to get into everything that we talked about tonight. It's going to get into Industry 4.0. It's going to get into all of the opportunities that are sitting on the table waiting for us. I wish I am willing, right? I'm willfully willing. This is my, what do they say that? This is my affirmation. My affirmation is that I will receive $1 million to jumpstart multiple businesses to jumpstart the initiatives, to jumpstart many different ventures that are going to, it's going to provide jobs and opportunities. You know what I mean? For many, many people. When I was just in Miami, one of my brothers, Big Teach, he told me that he paid $900,000 in payroll last year. You know what I mean? He said, that's my way of giving back. And all of the people that I hired are melanated. 900,000 in payroll. I was like, I said, that's it right there. When I heard that, that's something I was like, I need to brag like that. Because he's sitting in his Range Rover talking crap. He's bragging. He's popping his collar. And I sat there while he paid a bill for $30,000. That's on Mama Pill. That's on my son, Omari L. I sat in his Range Rover and he was on the phone with American Express. They had to call his bank because they wasn't sure. You know what I mean? They had to make sure that this was legit. But he paid a $30,000 bill for one of his companies. And it wasn't a fine or nothing. He just paid a bill. It was a regular bill. 30 racks. Like that. So people are out here making historical, monumental moves, and he's selling food. He has restaurants. He's not selling drugs. He's not robbing and stealing. He's not doing anything illegal. Those days are over. Let the government be crooked. Let Donald Trump and them be crooked. You don't got to follow in their footsteps. People who are suffering are not suffering right now. People who are down and out of work, they working right now. People who didn't know where their next dollar was coming from, they got dollars now, bro. So this is the Jubilee year. It's not supposed to be for everybody. Don't be like, well, it ain't happening around my way. Well, I don't know which way you around, but they driving Lambo trucks where I'm at. What you talk? Where you at? They driving Lambo trucks. They driving Rolls Royce trucks where I'm at. All colors. They jubilee. It's a jubilation. Debts forgiven. You want to blame? You want to play victim? You go ahead and do that. Y'all looking ashy in these streets. Could have been so much more. Y'all looking real ashy. You're not looking classy with that energy. That's not big God energy. It's not big God energy. You better stun on your foes. You know what I'm talking about? You better stun on your enemies. You got to kill them with kindness. You understand? You got to kill them with success. That's how you shoot them down. You got to fly with the falcons and defecate on the pigeons. That's how you level up. You don't got to be angry about nothing. You don't got to ask nobody permission for nothing. You don't got to want nobody to apologize to you for nothing. They're not going to apologize. I'm telling you, we used to beat them up. They're not apologizing for nothing. They're taking out gripes, bro. You know what I'm talking about? I'm sorry that you didn't know that. They're not going to apologize for a damn thing. They was in harems and concubines and what? They're not apologizing. Stop it. You better get your thing together. That's all you got to do. You got to chase your streams so you could taste your dreams, because that's what they doing. And success is the sweetest revenge next to you know what. Or revenge is the sweetest joy next to getting you know what. But we have the opportunity now to do something that we never had the opportunity to do before. How about that? How about that? You know what I'm talking about? And if you sitting around crying and whining, that's on you. I don't have nothing to do with that. That's your personal experience. You, instead of going across the street and making a left, you made a right. And the Adjustment Bureau is putting you where you at. You know what I'm talking about? What that got to do with me? You got to adjust your journey. You got to adjust your purpose. You got to readjust your purpose. You got to get back on track. You're going to have to get back. You're going to have to fix your GPS and get back on the road to the riches, get back on the path to perdition. You know what I mean? The road to perdition. You got to get back on the road, on the path of enlightenment. That's on you, family. User-based experience. Can't have the same experience that you have. You're not going to have the same experience that I got. Your thing is not set up like mine. You wasn't born in the same time and space that I was. So your chart is different. You're ruled by different planets. Live with it. Live with it and claim whatever your constitution is, whatever your breakdown is, whatever your natal chart says, whatever your journey and your destination and your purpose is, live it. Just don't get in my way. You know what I'm talking about? Live it. Planets don't clash. They revolve around each other. So nobody's supposed to get in no one's way. Just live it. Don't crash into another person's planets. Make the right choices based off of not how you feel, based off of the weigh it against the penalties. Not based on how you feel, weigh it against what's the outcome. If I steal something and I get caught, they're going to chop my hand off. Weigh it. This summer is not the summer to be slipping. This summer is not the summer to be walking around, mad aloof. This summer is not the summer to be acting wild goofy. This summer is not the summer to be following people. Keep your distance. Look up. Look up. You know what I'm talking about? Talk to the sun. Get the downloads. They don't want you outside. They don't want you to get this sun. Get the downloads, family. Receive what's going down. Yeah, entangle yourself with some people that's vibrating on a higher frequency. You need to get entangled into this knowledge. You need to get entangled into these lectures that I was doing since 2020 started. You need to get entangled with all of these Melanin Mondays that we've been putting out. That's what you should get entangled with. Tough Talk Tuesdays, Third Eye Thursdays. And all of the lectures. Fear of a Black and More Messiah, 2020, Year of Fear. Into Deep, 2020. The Evolution Will Not Be Digitized, 2020. Into Deep, 2020. Ascension Protocol, 2020. From brick and mortar to click and order. You know that part. The book club. Yeah, we're going to be doing a book clubs coming. I got to set up a library where it's digital, where you can read the books right there. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to be emailing books all my life. So we got to make it automated, right? So app developers. I have an app developer, but he's overwhelmed, right? The brother's overwhelmed, I'm sure. So we need other app developers to come and work with our app developer, especially brothers and sisters who could assist us with the apps that we already have running, like Netflix and KTL Media, which we're about to relaunch. The lectures have been fire. I appreciate that. I've been tapped in. I've been channeling. Does Ra Aku do natal charts? Yeah. Yep. Just give him the time that you were born, and you're gonna get tapped in to a whole nother world. And then go do some shrooms right after that, and you're really gonna tap in. Get some shrooms in your natal chart. How about that? How about that? How about you get somebody to do your natal charts and do it over the phone and record it? Then do some shrooms and play that thing on a Bluetooth. I promise you, you will go dimension hopping. Turn the lights out, take about 6 grams, right? Go outside if need be with the Bluetooth speaker, but have a natal chart breakdown like King Simon, if he does your numbers and whatnot, and you record it as audio, or if you get one of these, because there's a lot of people out there. Jerry Miller's ill. Ra Aku is ill with it, with the reading and whatnot. I can't give you 1,000 names because, it's, I don't know. I can't give you, it's not that I don't know, but I don't trust. I don't trust. Yeah, it's not for everybody. Somebody said I can't mess with the shrooms. It's not for everybody. Don't get it twisted and think that I'm trying to push this on everyone, because it's not for everybody. And it's not something that you have to do. Henceforth, I make the disclaimer. Those that are right, I make sure that I make the disclaimer. So when they try to soundbite me, you remind them, no, give them the whole sentence. For those that are seeking healing, repair, right? Talk about reparations. For those that are seeking repair, not necessarily reparation, they're trying to repair themselves. For those that are wanting to go inside, I don't know any other way to tell you to go inside. If you want to go outside, get in touch with Elon Musk. He's taking you out of Mars. If you want to go to the inner space or the inner universe, I'm giving you the keys that anybody else will give you. It's not me saying it does not make me special. That's not a deep moment. You're going to hear that from everybody else that's taking these trips. They're going to tell you what to get on. Right? Look, a life hack. If you want a brain hack, everybody's not a hacker. So this is not for that. If you doing recreational marijuana, or if you drink wine and whatnot, and you're not into hacking your brain, don't do this. Don't even think about this. This is about hacking. This is all about hacking. If you don't like messing with the hardware and tapping into the software of your brain, don't do it. Don't do it. This is about hacking. You can hack your brain. You can hack your quantum brain, and you could tap into something that you never knew existed. And you'll never be the same again. You'll never be average. You know what I'm talking about? There's nothing wrong with being average. There's a lot of average people out there. You just won't be average. You'll be different. You'll be upgraded. You know what I'm talking about? You will be upgraded. You will see things and feel things and know things that you did not know prior. And you will have an understanding of it that is, it's deeper than deep. It's deep. So that's it. That's the disclaimer. That's the disclaimer. When Dr. Sebi was talking about it, look, I got 666 watching. Look at me. I'm Beelzebub. So when Sebi was talking about the shrooms and I was younger, wasn't feeling that. I was like, what is wrong with this dude? What is he talking about? He sounds too happy when he talks about it. And I was resistant, so I understand how it would sound to somebody who thinks I'm cuckoo, or, I'm losing it, or I already lost it. And to be honest with you, I get it. Like, I probably did lose it. What I lost is the fear, though. That's what I lost. If I'm losing it, I'm losing the fear. That's what I'm losing. I'm losing the fear. So the fear is dissipating, because once your ego dies, then you understand what fear is. Yeah, and when you're doing the shrooms, you know, try not to have too much sex. You know, keep your body clean, your energy clean. Do a little bit of, you know, and get on your meditation, right? So fear is leaving me. Fear of death, all of that stuff. You know, all of that stuff that's not false. The false expectations. Those and the fear of taking shrooms that leaves you once you take the shrooms. You just get it. The fear of the bufu. I was afraid of it, and then I went on a Lionsgate. Lionsgate is coming up 888. I tapped in on a Lionsgate, and I was like, whoa. Somebody said no sex. Why? Because for the men, if you're going to be channeling, you don't need to lose you need your chi energy. Your chi energy is your sperm, your blue light. You're going to need that to do your magic. You're going to need that to tap into your energy. So no, you can't bust a nut. You can't lose your light. Your magic is in, you know, your magic is in your light. The magic is your light. So you could perform tantra, you could get aroused, you know, you could play with that sexual energy, but as a man, you can't spill your seed. Now, I'm not taking away, let me make a disclaimer. You could get into ceremony because remember, in ceremony, they're not having sex. They're not busting nuts in the ceremony, but they're very sexual. They're very, you know, there's a very heavy sexual energy, a strong sexual energy. Women breasts might be exposed in a ceremony. You know, the men, they might be frontal nudity. You never know. You know, there's a lot of dancing. There's a lot of sweating. Think about the scene in the Matrix when they were in Zion, dancing, dancing, grinding, partying, celebrating life, you know, moving to the drums and whatnot. That's what I'm talking about. That part. That builds up a magical field, ionosphere. That builds up a magical field. You know what I mean? Where a lot of creating could come out of. But yeah, I'm out. All right. Love and light. Let me leave you out of Cash App. You know what I'm saying? We don't have what they call super chat, right? We don't have monetize of our videos. Never had and probably never will. So that's the only donation right there for people to be like, why are you asking for the Cash App, my brother? I thought this was about the people. Yeah, this is about the people sending the Cash App. You dig what I'm saying? After sitting at the table eating a full meal. You know what I'm talking about? So they're very appreciative every Monday. And I want to give thanks to all of my Patreons, all of my Kings County supporters. I'm working on everyone's orders this whole week. That's why I'm out here busting my butt. All of my KTL University students who've been in class with me. I appreciate seeing when I go into the Zoom and I see y'all sitting there waiting to get this work. It makes me go harder. And I'm thankful for y'all because without y'all, there's no me. Every single person that comes to Melanin Monday School for the 128 times that y'all pulled up, y'all have made this because I'm feeding off of the family. Matter of fact, let me do a roll call before I get out of here. I'm gonna end it with a roll call and I'm gonna play some music. All right, we didn't do the roll call, so the fact that all of the family is showing up from around the world, that's the thanks. That's the thanks that that's the appreciation that you give me. You know what I mean? That makes me continue to do it. Not just me, because it's not just me watching. The whole world is watching. People who are thinking about being teachers are watching. People on my team is watching. You know what I'm saying? Students are watching. So they looking to see what it do. All right. So Houston, shout out to Houston. I want everybody to send condolences to one of my KTL, one of my top students, Tiffany Merriweather. She lost a family member. I don't want to put all her business out there, but she lost a family member this week that's very dear to her. So please send her condolences. I'm sending her love and light. She's always been there for us, and we're going to be there for her. Okay. Los Angeles, thank you for showing up. Y'all in it. Yes. Columbia. Yeah, DMV in the building, Wichita in the building, Queens in the building, Delaware in the building, Northwest Dungan, aka London family. All right, prayers up. Yes, there's a lot of death this week, so prayers up to everybody. The sister Nia Rivera, I wasn't familiar with her like that, but I know that's a tragic loss. You know, Oakland in the building, BX, New York in the building, Wisconsin in the building, Florida in the building, Vegas, DMV, Cleveland, yeah, Raleigh, T-Dot, Queens, all right, DMV in the building, Oakland in the building, Bridgeport, it's popping, Bridgeport. I'm going to be doing something in Hartford, stay tuned for that, Mississippi, the Caribbean, Cleveland, yeah, Gary, Indiana, Washington Heights. Have I seen The Order with Charlene Sharon? No, I haven't. I haven't seen that yet. I'm going to get it. When I get a chance to see it, I'm going to check it out. I've been hearing things about it. All right. Yeah, so we're going to end it on May for this because this still slaps.
Yeah. Anthem on the track. Love. From the city where the bums rich. Skyscrapers block the rays when the sun hits. One time coming, niggas run quick. By the time a baby walk, he got a gun grip. I was made for this. 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 I'm not a product of the cages that they raised us in. Bred to be a king, I'm not a slave to this. I was made for 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 this. I'm not a product of the cages that they raised us in. Bred to be a king, I'm not a slave to this. They don't know fact from fiction. They don't know the blacks is missing. They don't know they trapped in prison. They don't know the path to prison was a math decision. They don't know the wrath is quickened. They don't know the ass they kissing on the path and mission to put their ass in prison. They don't know black religion, fact and fiction. They don't know Robert didn't leave them niggas half a kitchen with half a chicken. Fact or fiction. We still hot, we still noble. Red and blue pill global. No matter the language, we still mobile. We lost Gil Scott, then we lost Gil Noble. Exercise the right to live like it is. The revolution will not be televised, it's being digitized. On the come up, it's like watching the midget rise. Sleeping giants grow another 20 feet tall with each alliance. I can teach the science, I tear an instrumental down before I lay my pencil down. I'm going down to Tinseltown to burn the temples down and cap it off like thistle crowns. And my rights still reserved. Fear of a black Illuminati. I might just feel what the Bilderberg to come and kill your nerves. I'm shining like a Grammy host on the shores of Miami coast. My Moringa plug looking like Sammy Sosa, the old one, when he was well done like Granny's roast. The ancestors sponsored this. I don't know them niggas, all they do is talking conscious shit. We living it, we in the streets like House of Consciousness. ATL in the ATL, MIA, NYC. Multi-dimension like MIB. We are not the same, I am a sovereign. We are not the same, I am a problem. I was made for this, I was made for this. I was made for this, I was made for this. I'm not a product of the cages that they raised us in. Bred to be a king, I'm not a slave to this. I was made for this, I was made for this. I was made for this, I was made for this. I'm not a product of the cages that they raised us in. Bred to be a king, I'm not a slave to this.